Today, I want to talk to you about a journey we all dream of, the path to success. It's a path filled with challenges, lessons, and growth. Success isn't handed to anyone, it's built step by step through effort, resilience, and purpose. Success doesn't look the same for everyone. For some, it's achieving career goals. For others, it's building strong relationships, making a difference, or simply being happy and fulfilled. Whatever it means to you, the road to success shares common elements, and knowing them makes all the difference. Let me share with you 7 key steps on the path to success. Think of these as guideposts to keep you focused and moving forward, no matter what. 1. Set clear goals. Success begins in the mind. Before you can reach a destination, you have to know where you're going. That's why the very first step on the path to success is setting clear, specific, and meaningful goals. Without a goal, you're like a ship sailing with no compass. You may move, but you'll drift, not progress. Setting clear goals gives your life direction. It turns dreams into targets and desires into plans. Imagine trying to build a house without a blueprint. How would you know what materials you need, where to start, or what it should even look like in the end? The same goes for life and success. When you set a goal, you're designing your future with intention. But not just any goal will do. Your goals must be specific. Saying, "I want to be successful," is too vague. What does success look like to you? Is it starting your own business, becoming financially independent? Writing a book, running a marathon? You need to define it clearly so your mind knows what to focus on. Your goals should also be measurable. That means you should be able to track your progress. If your goal is to become healthier, what does that mean? Losing 20 pounds, exercising 5 times a week, reducing your sugar intake. Measurement brings clarity and keeps you accountable. Beyond that, goals must be realistic, but also challenging. They should stretch you, push you out of your comfort zone, and motivate you to grow. If your goal doesn't scare you a little, it might not inspire you enough. At the same time, it has to be achievable. Setting impossible goals only leads to frustration. Equally important is the why behind your goals. Why do you want to achieve this? When the why is strong, the how becomes easier. The deeper your purpose, the more fuel you have to keep going when things get hard, and they will get hard. Writing down your goals multiplies your chances of achieving them. It transforms your intentions into a commitment. A written goal becomes a contract with yourself, something you can revisit, revise, and re-energize when you lose momentum. And finally, goals need deadlines. Without a time frame, a goal is just a wish. A deadline puts pressure on your plan, and pressure creates movement. Break your goals into steps, set milestones, and track your progress along the way. So before you take any major action, ask yourself, what exactly do I want? Why do I want it? When do I want it? And how will I know I'm getting there? Remember, you can't hit a target you can't see. Clear goals are the blueprint of success. They transform your energy from scattered to focused, from passive to powerful. 2. Take action. Once your goals are clear, the next crucial step is to take action. Goals are powerful, but without action, they're just ideas. Wishes floating in the air with no real force behind them. Action is what transforms vision into reality. It is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Too often, people wait for the perfect moment. They wait for more knowledge, more time, more confidence, or the right circumstances. But the truth is, there is no perfect time. Conditions will never be flawless. Life will always be a little messy, and uncertainty will always be present. If you wait too long, you may never start. Taking action means beginning now with what you have. Start small if you must, but start. That first step, no matter how minor, carries immense power. It builds momentum. It shows commitment. It teaches you more than hours of planning or imagining ever could. Clarity comes through engagement, not just thought. You learn by doing. It's easy to fall into the trap of overthinking. You might convince yourself that you need one more course, one more resource, or one more opinion before you begin. But action cuts through doubt. It silences fear. Every step forward chips away at hesitation and builds confidence. It's also important to realize that action doesn't mean giant leaps all the time. In fact, consistent small actions are often more effective than big bursts of effort followed by burnout. Success is not about doing everything at once. It's about showing up daily, taking steady steps, and doing what needs to be done, even when it's hard. Taking action also means being proactive, not reactive. Don't wait for opportunities to land in your lap. Create them, reach out, speak up, try. The world responds to those who move with purpose. You don't need to have all the answers to begin, just enough courage to take the first move. And remember, not every action will lead to immediate success. Sometimes you'll stumble, sometimes you'll fail, but every effort teaches you something. Every misstep brings experience. Every attempt gets you closer. You can't refine or improve something you never started in the first place. So whether it's sending that email, starting that business, applying for that job, joining that class, or simply waking up an hour earlier to work on your dream, do it. Success is not reserved for the most talented or the most lucky. It belongs to those who take action, day after day, moment after moment. You don't need to be great to start, but you absolutely need to start to be great. 3. Stay disciplined. If setting goals gives you direction and taking action gets you moving, then discipline is what keeps you going. It's the engine that drives consistent progress, even when motivation fades. And it will fade, because motivation is emotional. It comes and goes. Discipline, on the other hand, is a choice. It's a habit. It's what carries you forward when you don't feel like moving. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, especially when you don't want to do it. It's waking up early when the bed is warm. It's staying late to finish something important. It's saying no to distractions and yes to your priorities. Discipline isn't glamorous, and it's not always exciting. But it's the foundation of all long-term success. Many people have big dreams, but they struggle to follow through. They get excited at the beginning, start strong, and then lose steam as the weeks go by. Why? Because they rely on emotion instead of structure. Discipline steps in where emotion drops out. It's about building routines, creating systems, and staying focused, regardless of how you feel on any given day. Think of discipline like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. It might feel hard at first, especially if you're breaking old habits or trying something new. But over time, it gets easier. You begin to feel proud of sticking to your commitments. You become someone you can trust, someone who follows through, even when it's hard. Staying disciplined also means being organized with your time. Time is your most valuable resource. You can't get it back. Successful people guard their time fiercely. They schedule their priorities, limit distractions, and create environments that support their goals. Discipline is in the details: how you structure your day, how you manage your energy, and how you eliminate the things that waste your focus. It's important to note that discipline is not about perfection. You will have off days, you'll make mistakes, but what matters most is getting back on track quickly. Discipline doesn't mean you never stumble. It means you don't stay down. You don't let a bad day turn into a bad week. You recommit, you reset, you keep going, and perhaps most importantly, discipline is a form of self-respect. When you keep your promises to yourself, when you do what you said you would do, you build confidence. You stop waiting for someone else to push you, and you become your own motivator. So if you truly want success, don't just rely on bursts of energy or moments of inspiration. Build discipline into your daily life. Make it part of who you are, because while talent may open the door, it's discipline that keeps you in the room. 4. Embrace failure. Just the word itself makes some people uncomfortable. In a world that celebrates wins and highlights success stories, we're often taught to fear failure, to avoid it, to hide it. But here's the truth: failure is not the opposite of success. It is an essential part of it. Every successful person you admire has failed, not once, but many times. They've made mistakes, experienced setbacks, heard no more than yes, and faced moments of deep doubt. What sets them apart is not that they avoided failure, it's that they embraced it, learned from it, and grew because of it. Failure is feedback. It's life's way of showing you what needs to change, what needs to improve, and what doesn't work, so you can figure out what does work. Every time you fall short, you gain valuable insights. You learn what your limits are, how to better prepare, where your weaknesses lie, and what strengths you didn't even know you had. Failure sharpens you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Yet many people let failure define them. They try something once, it doesn't work, and they give up. They take failure personally as proof that they're not good enough or not meant for success. But failure is not final. It's a moment, not a conclusion. You only truly fail when you stop trying. To succeed, you have to reframe how you see failure. Instead of viewing it as embarrassment or defeat, see it as part of the process. Think of a baby learning to walk. They fall dozens, even hundreds of times, but they don't quit. They don't say, well, I guess walking just isn't for me. No, they get up again because falling is part of learning. The same is true for you. Growth happens in the stumble. Strength is built in the struggle. Embracing failure also means taking calculated risks. If you're afraid to fail, you'll never take bold action. You'll stay in your comfort zone, safe but stuck. But real success requires courage. It demands that you try things that might not work, that you put yourself out there, and that you challenge yourself in ways that feel uncomfortable. And when failure does come, and it will, don't just move on blindly. Pause, reflect, ask yourself, what went wrong? What can I learn? What will I do differently next time? Failure only becomes wasted when we fail to examine it. You also have to resist the temptation to compare your journey to others. Some people may seem like they're winning effortlessly, but you rarely see the behind. The scenes, struggles, the quiet failures, the nights of doubt they had to push through. Everyone fails in some way. The difference is whether they allow failure to break them or build them. Ultimately, embracing failure is about resilience. It's about rising every time you fall. It's about understanding that setbacks are part of the climb, not signs to turn back. It's about believing that no matter how many times you fall, you are always capable of getting up stronger, wiser, and more prepared than before. 5. Keep learning. If there is one trait that all successful people share, it's their commitment to lifelong learning. The world is constantly evolving. Technology advances, industries shift, and new ideas emerge every day. To stay relevant, to stay competitive, and most importantly, to grow as a person, you must adopt the mindset of a perpetual learner. Learning doesn't end with a diploma or a degree. In fact, real education begins after formal schooling. The most valuable lessons often come from outside the classroom, from experiences, from people, from failure, from curiosity, and from an open mind. Success belongs to those who are willing to adapt, improve, and evolve, and learning is the path to all three. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming they know enough. The moment you think you have all the answers is the moment you stop growing. When you stop growing, you start falling behind. Whether you're a student, an entrepreneur, a professional, or someone chasing a personal dream, you must stay hungry for knowledge. Keep asking questions. Keep seeking out new information. Keep pushing yourself to think deeper, better, and broader. Learning can take many forms. It can be reading a book that challenges your thinking. It can be listening to a podcast that inspires you, attending a workshop, watching an educational video, or even having a thoughtful conversation with someone more experienced. It also means being open to feedback, even when it's uncomfortable. Sometimes the greatest lessons come from constructive criticism. If you're humble enough to listen, and don't just focus on learning about your field or your craft, broaden your horizons. Learn about human behavior, emotional intelligence, communication, leadership, finance, creativity, and mindset. These are life skills that strengthen your foundation and make you more adaptable in any environment. Another important aspect of learning is self-reflection. Take time to look inward. Ask yourself what's working, what's not, and why. Reflect on your decisions, your reactions, and your progress. Self-awareness is one of the most powerful 6. Surround yourself with the right people. No one achieves success alone. Behind every great accomplishment, behind every personal breakthrough, there's often a network of support, guidance, and influence. That's why one of the most critical yet overlooked elements of success is who you surround yourself with. The people in your life, your friends, family, colleagues, mentors, play a significant role in shaping your mindset, habits, beliefs, and ultimately, your outcomes. Whether you realize it or not, the people closest to you influence how you think, how you act, and how far you believe you can go. As the saying goes, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you spend time with those who complain, procrastinate, or settle for less, you may slowly adopt the same mindset, even if unintentionally. Negativity is contagious, so is doubt, so is laziness, but the good news is, so is ambition, discipline, and positivity. When you surround yourself with driven, focused, and supportive individuals, their energy lifts you, their example motivates you, their presence challenges you to rise higher. Being around the right people also provides accountability. When you share your goals with someone who genuinely wants to see you succeed, they'll check in, offer encouragement, and help you stay on track. They'll call you out when you're making excuses and cheer you on when you make progress. This kind of accountability keeps you grounded and focused. But finding the right people isn't just about cutting off the wrong ones. It's also about intentionally seeking out those who align with your values and aspirations. Look for mentors who have walked the path you're on. Seek out peers who share your drive. Build relationships with people who inspire you, not because they're perfect, but because they keep growing. And remember, this isn't just about success in your career or goals. It's also about emotional and mental well-being. The right people will support you not just when you're winning, but when you're struggling. They'll offer perspective when you're lost, encouragement when you're tired, and honesty when you need it most. They'll remind you of your strength when you've forgotten it yourself. It also means being the right person for others. Relationships are not one-sided. Be the kind of person who lifts others up, who supports their growth, and who celebrates their success without envy. Your network will reflect who you are, not just what you seek. Sometimes, surrounding yourself with the right people requires difficult choices. It may mean distancing yourself from relationships that drain you, discourage you, or hold you back. That's not about arrogance. It's about protecting your vision. You only get one life, and you can't afford to let someone else's limitations become your own. In the end, the people around you either help you build or slowly break you down. So be intentional, be selective. Choose community over isolation, support over sabotage, growth over comfort, because the right people won't just walk with you. They'll help carry you when you can't walk alone. 7. Believe in yourself. At the heart of every great achievement lies one quiet but powerful force, self-belief. It's not loud, it's not boastful, but it is absolutely essential. Because no matter how clear your goals are, how hard you work, or how many people support you, if you don't believe in yourself, success will always feel out of reach. Self-belief is the foundation of confidence. It's the inner voice that says, I can do this, even when everything around you is uncertain. It's not about arrogance or pretending you know everything. It's about trusting that you're capable of figuring it out, that you're worthy of growth, and that you have value to offer the world. When you believe in yourself, you approach challenges differently. Instead of seeing problems as dead ends, you view them as puzzles to solve. Instead of running from failure, you rise from it. Instead of giving up when things get hard, you keep going. Because deep down, you believe that your effort is not in vain. But here's the thing, self-belief doesn't always come naturally. For many people, it has to be built. Maybe you were told you're not good enough. Maybe you've failed before and started to doubt your worth. Maybe you've compared yourself to others so often that you've lost sight of your own strengths. These doubts are common, but they don't have to define you. Building belief in yourself starts with how you speak to yourself. Your inner dialogue matters more than you think. If you constantly tell yourself you can't, you'll begin to act like it's true. But if you choose to say, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm doing my best, you shift your mindset from limitation to possibility. Self-belief also grows through action. Every time you step out of your comfort zone, every time you try something new, every time you get back up after falling, you prove to yourself that you're capable. Confidence is not a gift, it's a skill. It's built moment by moment through courage, repetition, and resilience. It also helps to reflect on how far you've already come. Too often, we focus only on how far we still have to go, but look back. Think about challenges you've overcome, skills you've gained, and goals you've already achieved, big or small. That progress is proof that you are stronger than you give yourself credit for. Believing in yourself doesn't mean you'll never feel doubt again. It means you move forward despite it. It means you understand that fear is part of the journey, but it doesn't get to drive the car. You do, and most importantly, believing in yourself allows others to believe in you too. Confidence is contagious. When you carry yourself with belief, not ego, but quiet assurance, you attract opportunities, build trust, and inspire those around you. So no matter what path you're walking, remember this: the most important voice in your life is your own. Let it be a voice of encouragement. Let it be a voice of strength. Let it be the voice that reminds you again and again that you are capable, you are worthy, and you are enough.